Okay. I do have a new piece of information for you ladies.
I love last-minute surprises. Makes life interesting.
Yeah, well, you may not like this one. Cassadine's secretary here has been asked, or is going to, shadow Luke Spencer. Now, he's not exactly Bruce Lee, but he does have a knowledge of martial arts.
I've seen this cat before. He's bad news, Sonny. Fortunately, though, he does not know me.
That is a plus for our side, O'Reilly, because you'll be watching the both of them.
You don't have to worry about our end of it, kid. What about you? Have you covered your tracks?
I certainly hope so.
Does Cassadine trust you?
That is strictly a guess. I'm dealing with one of the most powerful families in the world here. How high their connections go, I've no way of knowing.
This report's incomplete.
We have done a most extensive probe into the man's background, sir.
There is nothing in this dossier about Robert Xavier Scorpio for the year 1977.
Nothing could be learned of his activities for that period. It's as if Scorpio dropped from sight.
Unacceptable. You stay on this. Everyone is expendable, even Robert Scorpio.
Then why, may I ask, sir, did you so readily offer him your trust? Why did you make a bargain with him?
Because if you don't know what the enemy knows, then you make him your friend, according to an old Chinese proverb. That's the only way to do business and survive.
Who to start a new life with?
Well, Joe, I'll tell you, the hardest part for me is accepting things the way they are instead of how I want them to be. I know that Jeff and Ann are in love. I'm just gonna have to live with that fact.
Everyone's got skeletons in their closet. That's why we keep them in our closet, so that we can live with them.
When I first heard about Jeff and Ann from Amy, I tried to push it out of my mind, pretend it wasn't true. But I know it's true.
At least you're handling it in an honest and realistic way.
I know that a man has certain needs, and he's gonna try to satisfy those needs. After all, I didn't give Jeff very much choice, did I, after what I did to him?
I think a little bit more positively than that.
I am. I am, Joe. I don't blame Jeff for what he did to me. I don't blame him for anything. Whatever he thinks of me now, it's fair. I just have to try to do the best I can with my life. I'm gonna have to try to work hard and save money.
Just cut down on your expenses.
I think I can be a pretty good waitress if I try.
Why do you want to save all this money?
Well, don't worry. I'm not going to take a trip anywhere if that's what you're thinking.
That's a relief.
I'm not going to try to find out what Jeff and my son is. I'm not going to be listening in on any more phone conversations.
Well, I'll admit I'm not too unhappy to hear that.
It seems to me whenever I try one of my little tricks, I just get caught anyway. It's about time I learned a lesson, don't you think, Joe?
You may just have a point there, Heather.
People always get caught when they try to hurt other people, don't they?
Yeah. It's called what goes out always comes back.
Well, you don't have to give me this lecture anymore, Joe. I know I'm not a good person. Not yet.
Now, come on.
I remember my father always telling me how bad I was. From a very young age, I could tell he didn't like me. In fact, I think he hated me. He always said he wished he had a boy instead of a girl. When he was home, he was always drunk. I remember him slapping me. He slapped me hard. I couldn't find a place to get away from him. There was no place to hide.
It's all behind you now. You gotta look forward. Look ahead.
When I grew up, I was always amazed when people found me attractive, especially men. I was always drawn to people who were nice to me or gave me compliments. And I learned how to use my looks to try to get what I wanted. But I could never compete with a woman as nice as Ann Logan.
the wall, and Mrs. Quartermaine would like it on the auction stand. Right. Would you need anything down there by any chance? Okay, no problem. Okay, bye-bye.
Jessie, hi. Did Brian ever return my call?
Yes, he's in his office.
Oh, good. Could I use your phone a minute?
Of course, go ahead.
Gail, would you excuse us? I really must talk to Monica for a moment.
Oh, sure, Alan. Yeah.
Sorry, we got interrupted in the cafeteria.
Well, you made it quite clear to Gail, that's for sure.
I wanted to tell you what I found in Alex's office this morning.
What did you find?
This, yeah.
What is it?
It looks like nothing but a bunch of words and a lot of facts and figures. What it amounts to, Monica, is that a plant is being built in Jamaica.
What?
It's costing up a fortune.
Why haven't Alex and Edward talked to you about this?
I have no idea, but I'm going to find out. I called Jamaica this morning. They have no idea whatsoever about any plant being built down there by ELQ.
Well, Alan, it kind of looks like Alex and your father are swindling us.
God help us, that better not be true, but I'm certainly going to find out anyway. I'm going back to ELQ right now, and I'm going to stick this right in front of Alex's nose.
You do that and give them hell.
Well, Alan certainly had a determined look on his face.
Well, he's angry, and I don't blame him.
Oh, you both agree, huh? It's nice to see you compatible, for today, anyway.
Well, it happens to do with money, that's all. We're both a bit displeased with Alex. He's going over to see her right now and face her with whatever financial scheme she's been up to.
Well, he seemed very composed, no matter what your problems are with Alex.
Yes, lately he's almost been charming.
Almost.
Oh, come on, Gail, he's a Quartermaine. They can be guilty of anything under the sun and still maintain their composure. It's a family trait, you know.
I shouldn't have thought that you'd changed your heart about him.
Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm going to watch him. And I'm going to keep on watching him.
Because of Susan Moore?
You bet it. Look, I am convinced he's having an affair with her, no matter how discreet it might be.
You could be wrong, you know that,
And I
Monica?
could be right, Gail. Look, Tracy Quartermaine was very clever, but she slipped every now and then. And Alan is going to slip, too. Especially if he tangles with that witch of a cousin of his, Alexandria. Excuse me.
If you'll make certain the amount is correct and sign this receipt, please, Miss Quartermaine.
All right. Just a moment. Yeah, that's correct. Thank you.
50,000 big ones come to Papa.
Look, but don't touch.
Just rehearsing, Alex.
Well, it better be more than rehearsal if you plan on taking possession of it.
Don't worry about it, boss lady. I am definitely taking possession of that money.
Good. Then we understand each other now, don't we?
No? I don't think we do. In fact, I don't think we ever did. What's happening here, Alex? We're not talking about one big rock. Not with biggies like Cassadine and Scorpio running all over trying to get their hands on it.
You know, you really are becoming a bore. Now, why can't you just accept the truth when you hear it?
Because truth around here, lady, is a rare commodity.
We have had our disagreements, I'll admit.
Oh, that's a very cute stall, Alex, but it's not going to work. I'm talking about the princess.
Now, I think enough has been said on that subject already. You got it?
Do you really? Do you really? I don't think so, Alex. Not enough truth. What are we dealing with here? What are we dealing with? It's not some diamond. I want to know the truth. I want to know the secret of this whole mess, Alex.
Oh, now the Ice Princess is quite valuable.
Of course
Wait,
it's valuable, but it's not that valuable. Not to somebody like Robert Xavier, for example.
Oh, and why is that?
Because Robert's got his own diamond mine. What does he need with your rock? He can always dig if he loses.
You make it sound so simple.
What about Cassadine, darling? Cassadine has got the biggest diamond mine in the world. Now, what does he want to come to Port Charles and scuff around in a bunch of garbage cans looking for one diamond?
Now, look, Scorpio and Cassadine are businessmen. And they want that statue because it represents big profits.
Right. So what? They give up everything they got all over the world to come here, Fun City, USA, and play tag? I'm sorry.
You mean if he's here?
What do you mean if he's here? Of course he's here. Will you shut up? Of course he's here. You already convinced me of that. What are the stakes? Alex, how high are the stakes?
You know what, kid? I think you're reading too many mystery novels. Is that how you get to sleep at night?
Baby, I ain't slept since I started this gig. I don't sleep working for you. You know what? I really, I don't think there's anything here that stops me once I get my hands on the princess. I'm just going and putting her up to bid for the highest bidder.
Is that a threat?
It's a revelation. Part 1. Part 2 is, why should I even put her up for bid? Why don't I just take her to Anthony Cassadine and say, Alex will give me $50,000. How much will you give me?
You wouldn't do that.
Oh, wouldn't I?
Luke! We made a deal.
Mr. Cassadine, another teletype. Yes, I've been waiting for this. Well, our friend Scorpio is no longer such a mystery.
Then you found out what his activities were in 1977.
We know this much. He spent that year in the Panama Canal zone, and as for what we don't know yet, that still remains to be discovered.
We'll continue working on it, sir.
I've got to find a plan, and I've got to make sure that I handle this with the utmost caution. Make sure that this report is true.
It will be verified.
Could the secret of the Ice Princess be known outside of the house of Cassadine?
That would be impossible. There's too much at stake.
Nothing is impossible with the proper application of money or power. Keep a close watch on Robert Scorpio at the auction.
Yes, sir. By the way, are your plans for the auction still as specified? Do you intend to maintain your cover?
Of course. I'm attending the auction with Leslie Weber, and I don't see a reason why I should alter that plan, since I do intend to keep matters under tight control.
Don't worry, Lila, we'll work it all out. We'll work it all out.
I hope so. It's all very confusing.
Jane, what is this? What does this mean?
I don't know, Luke. The donation's supposed to get moved up earlier on the list.
It can't.
What are you telling me? Lila Quartermaine wants your mummy case moved up earlier on the list.
Look, I think it's time you took about a 5-minute break.
Just don't get me in trouble with her, okay?
Just watch the way Spencer works.
Pay attention and we'll learn something here.
Mrs. Quartermaine, friend and humanitarian.
Oh, Luke Spencer, how nice.
It's very nice to see you. I must say, this is wonderful. This is really a vision of efficiency here.
Well, it hasn't been easy, I can tell you that.
Well, nothing really worthwhile is easy.
As a matter of fact, Lou, I wanted to talk to you about that wonderful mummy case that you donated.
Isn't it smashing?
Oh, it's marvelous, but I still can't, for the life of me, understand why you want us to have it set up against the wall like that instead of a more prominent position near the auction stand.
Well, Mrs. Quartermaine, I know it seems picky, but it's a very valuable piece and it's delicate, and I'm afraid if you try to move it, it's going to be damaged. But that's no problem. There is a problem, however, that you can help us with.
Oh, what?
It's the new item number that you put on the case.
Oh, yes. That's the new order for the items to be auctioned. You see, Luke, I thought that I decided to move your donation up to an earlier spot so that it would cause some excitement and keep the bids going.
Well, there'll be plenty of excitement. Would you excuse us, Barbara Jane?
Of course.